Hello, YouTube friends and family, mostly family. This is Laura. Thank you so much for joining me for the practice today. This is just going to be a quick all-around feel-good flow, pretty simple movements, a lot of twist woven throughout the practice. We'll move at a pretty good speed, so grab some water and let's come into a comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged. You might like having some props with you today, a couple of big books if the hamstrings are a bit tighter. You can even sit up on one right now. And just close your eyes as you ground through your hips and lift up through the top of the head. Hands resting to knees, palms down or palms up. And let the shoulders melt down the back, away from the ears. And bring your attention to your breath. Noticing the inhales, the pause, the exhales, and the pause at the bottom. Letting everything else slip away so that at the forefront of your mind, your full attention is on your breath, feeling it in your body. And this time that you've set aside for yourself. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Pull it all the way up to the top and then pause. And open your mouth to sigh it out. And seal your lips and come back to your easy pace of breath and let it guide you through movement. Flutter the eyes open. Facing the top of the mat, switch up the crossing of your shins if you're sitting cross-legged and bring palms to knees if they weren't already. We'll take a few seated spinal waves. Rolling the shoulders down the back, lift the heart through the arms, arching your back. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Draw the belly in, kind of hunch a bit here. Inhale to arch the back, pull the chest through the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale to round chin to chest, tucking the tailbone. And a couple more cycles with your own pace of breath. You can move through the head as well. This doesn't have to be exactly what has been offered. You can freeform it a little bit. You can move from side to side instead of front to back. Just let it be an expression of how you're feeling and what you need in the body. Good. And sit up really tall. Extend the arms straight up above you. Palms facing forward. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your elbows down in line with your chest and shoulders. Bring the elbows back. Lift your heart. Maybe even tip your head back. Inhale. And exhale, closing off hands to heart center. Come into tabletop, whatever way you like to get there. Shifting onto all fours, shoulders over wrist, spreading out the fingers and stacking your hips over your knees, tucking the toes or not, whatever feels best for your knees. Take the right arm up, pressing into the left hand as you inhale. And exhale, scoop the right arm underneath the left and tap the back of the shoulder down. 3 more like that. Inhale, reach the right arm up, look up. Exhale, weave under, scoop, tap. Inhale, press to unwind, reach up. Exhale, weave under, look left. And last time, really try to spin your heart up. Inhale. And exhale, thread under and tap. And return the right hand back to tabletop. Right into our second side. Left arm reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, weave it under, tap the back of the shoulder. Inhale, turn your chest up into the left as you reach the arm up. Exhale, weave under, look left. 2 more. Inhale, reach up, spin your chest up. Exhale, thread through. And last time, inhale, reach up. And exhale, scoop under. Come back to tabletop, left hand next to right hand. Walk your knees back just a little bit so you're in a wider tabletop. And then press the hips to your heels, a variation of child's pose. Shift forward, shoulders over wrist, put a little bend to your elbows, drop your pelvis, cobra pose. Inhale, curve the heart up. And exhale, press back, child's pose. And find a rhythm with breath here. Inhale, coming up, cobra. And exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. With your own breath, back and forth. Now, if you wanted to work on building a little bit more upper body strength, instead of coming forward to cobra, can you go from child's pose to chaturanga with your knees down? And press back child's pose. So rock forward, shoulders a little bit beyond the wrists. Bend your elbows to your tricep push-up, back and forth. You can even find a mix of both. Maybe you come forward to cobra one time and back to child's pose, and then the next time you take that tricep push-up. And let's just go for about 10 more seconds here. Your variation of movement, linking your breath with your movement. Nice. And then the next time you come forward, whether you're in a cobra or a chaturanga, lower all the way down to your belly. Press through the tops of the feet. Take the fingertips a little bit wider, tenting your fingertips. Roll the shoulders back, lifting up for a cobra on fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, wave your chest down to the mat. Again, inhale, up, cobra. Exhale, release the chest. And this time add a twist. Inhale up to fingertips. Exhale, dip your left shoulder down. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, dip the right shoulder down. Look left. One more time for good measure. Each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist looking right. Inhale, lift up through fingertips. And exhale, twist looking left. Inhale, one more time up, maybe lifting the belly button. And exhale, roll it back down to the mat. Take the hands tight by your side ribs, elbows squeezing back. Tuck your toes, press back hips to heels, a variation of child's pose with toes tucked under. Let your ears come along your upper arms. Keep the elbows lifting away from the mat, preparing the arms for down dog. Then as you're ready, lift your knees, maybe keeping them fairly bent, and take your butt right up to the sky, your tailbone to the sky, so the hips are high. Relax through the neck. Move around in your down dog in whatever way feels good. Slowly jogging out the legs, keeping those arms strong. Shaking the head out. Maybe even stretching the facial muscles. You open your mouth wide and then stick out your tongue. Nice. And then step your feet up right behind your wrists to the top of the mat so feet are hip width apart. Keep a soft or generous bend in your knees. Reach for opposite elbows, Uttanasana, forward fold. And let your torso sway. Good. Let the top of the head go with gravity, but keep your hips lifting. See if you can bring some more weight forward to your big toes. You can even take the feet a bit wider if your belly needs a bit more room. Good. Then dangle the fingertips down to the mat. Toe heel the feet back to hip width if they were further apart. Bring the hands up to the shins. Peek forward, shoulders back. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhale, folding down. Press through the feet, rise all the way up to standing. Become your tallest self. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands through heart center. So we'll start to build a flow here. Take the arms by the sides. Make sure you're right at the top of the mat. I'm going to do this facing you for the first round. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, side bend to your right. So right arm down, left arm over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, side bend to your left. Left hand down, right arm over. Back to the top of the mat. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, soften the knees, fly the arms down, fold. Once your fingertips touch down, step your right foot back, lower your right knee down for a low lunge. And here's a great time to cushion up the knee with something soft. Rise the arms up in your low lunge. Inhaling, pressing through the front foot. Exhaling to cactus the arms, just like we did at the start of our practice. Elbows in line with shoulders. Then continue to breathe deeply as you let the elbows drop behind the line of the chest where you can't see them. Lift your heart to the ceiling, maybe even look up. If that's not comfortable with the neck, just look forward. Breathe, zip the low belly up and in. Good, inhale. And exhale, release hands to either side of the front foot. Press your hips back just halfway for half splits. Now here's a great time to use a couple of big books or blocks if you've got them underneath your hands to elevate the floor, especially if that left hamstring is tight. Left toes pull back towards your chest. Right hip over right knee. I'm right up on fingertips to give myself extra room here. Some of you can do flat hands or can bend your elbows and fold in. Just depends how the left leg is feeling. Let's stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Nice. Then re-bend that front knee. Left foot goes flat. Right hand in line with left foot. Take your left arm up, finding that twist again. Yogi's choice to stay here, looking up at the top hand, right shoulder over right wrist. Or if you want a little bit more spice, tuck the back toes and lift that back knee off the mat, pressing your right thigh up towards the ceiling actively. For 3. Left hip scoops towards the center of the mat. 2. And 1. Look down, left hand to the mat, framing the front foot. Step back, down dog. Left foot next to right foot. Take a breath here to walk it out, or to hold steady. Then bending your knees, lift your heels, look forward, and step your feet right up behind your wrists to the top of the mat again. Come up halfway. Inhale, heart through the arms, soft knees. Exhale, fold over the legs. Right into the second side. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, side bend to your left this time. Left hand down, right arm reaching over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, side bend to your right. Right arm down, left arm over. Both arms up. Inhale. Exhale, soft knees, dive down. Fingertips touch down, left foot steps back. Lower your left knee down for our low lunge, maybe cushioning the back knee. Rise the arms up, pressing through the front foot. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows to cactus. Continue your pace of breath as you let the elbows drop back, shining your heart up towards the ceiling, active through fingertips, maybe looking up. You might even allow the hips to drop just a touch more. Inhale. Exhale, release hands to either side of the front foot. Push your hips halfway back for half splits. I like back toes untucked, but it's totally up to you. Right foot is flexing, toes towards the chest. Hands can be on the mat, framing the shin, or onto your block. And take another couple deep breaths. You might have a deeper bend in your right knee than mine, and that's okay. Just building up flexibility over time. Nice. Then bend the front knee again. Planting your right foot flat, left hand in line with the right foot. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Stacking your shoulders. Don't let weight fall into that left hand. Try to resist the weight and press the mat away. Stay here, or again, more spice, lifting that back knee off of the mat. Pressing out through your left heel, right hip squeezes to the midline. For 3, 2, and 1. Look down. Right hand to the mat. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Hands shoulder width apart. Take a deep breath. Nice. Bend knees. Lift heels. Look forward. Step, or maybe this time you venture a hop right up towards your hands. Come up halfway. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, folding over the legs. Rise to standing. We're going to add on. Inhale, take the arms up. Side bend to your right as you exhale. This is the same. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Now we're going to switch it up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Stand on your left foot and float your right foot just above the mat. So it doesn't look like a whole lot, but we are balancing on the left foot. Flexing the right foot. Think about pulling the right leg up and into the body. Good. And then slowly start to hinge your chest forward for warrior 3 and the right leg back. Take your time, bend your left knee as much as you need to. Now you might be a little bit more upright with the chest. You might be holding on to something for balance. Those of you who have pretty good balance, try to go a bit more parallel to the mat. For 3, right leg super active, right foot active. 2, and 1. Bend your left knee. Land that right foot down to the mat. High lunge. Put a bend in your right knee as you reach the arms up. Good. Find the stability in your base. It took me a moment there. So hips right underneath the shoulders. Arms up. Cactus the arms. Elbows back. Chest lifts. Maybe the gaze lifts up as well towards the ceiling. Zip the navel, the belly button up and in. Hold. If that right leg is feeling like it needs a bit more of a stretch, press back through that right heel for 3, 2, and 1. Release hands to either side of the front foot. Push your hips back just like we did in half splits. Again, hands can be on the mat or hands can be on blocks here. Left leg might be just a little bit straighter than it was a moment ago, and that's okay. A variation of pyramid pose, another hamstring stretch. Folding over the left shin to your comfort level. Take a deep breath. Good. Left knee bends again. Make sure that right foot is pretty far back. Right palm to the mat. Left arm up, finding our open twist. Remember your options. You can stay here. You can bring that back knee down again for more support. I'm going to give you one other variation. If you want the extra spicy version, maybe you float that right hand just above the mat, really working the legs. Right thigh actively pressing up towards the ceiling. Let's take a count of 3. Left leg maybe on fire. 2 and 1. Look down. Plant your palms shoulder distance apart. Step your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. Sway your butt out. Take a deep breath. Bend your knees. Lift your heels. Look forward. Walk, step, or float the feet right behind your hands. Come up halfway, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Second side, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, side bend left hand down, right arm over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, side bend right hand down, left arm reaches. Inhale, both arms up. Gather the hands to heart center this time as you exhale. Stand on your right foot and float your left foot just above the mat. So, flexing the foot, plugging the leg up and into the body, and just getting used to standing on that one foot. The right foot, feeling little movements happening around the ankle. Good, and take your time, starting to move back into Warrior 3. Putting a little bend, a little give to your right knee. Hinge your chest forward and the left leg back. Again, you might be here. If you're just starting to build up to balance, you might be holding on to something. You might be more parallel to the mat with that right leg really straight. Flex your left foot so the back of the left leg is long. Take a count of 3, 2, and 1. Bend your right knee. Ball of the left foot lands. Bend your left knee as you reach the arms up. Find your foundation in your low lunge so that you feel really stable through your base. Then bend the elbows to cactus. Let the elbows drop behind the line of your ears so you can't see them anymore. Lift your chest. So big stretch across the chest. Smiling your collarbone, zip the belly up and in. Maybe a bit more sensation for the front of the left hip if it's okay. Straightening the left leg out a bit more, pressing out through that heel. 3. Keep breathing. 2. Smooth and steady. And 1. Release hands to either side of the front foot. Press your hips back again to straighten the legs any amount for a variation of pyramid. Maybe grabbing your big books for underneath your hands. Folding over the right shin. Right hip pulls back, left hip forward. 2 deep breaths. Nice. Rebend your right knee. Make sure that left foot is far back behind you. Left palm to the mat. Right arm up. Stack the shoulders again. If the legs need a bit of a break, lower that back knee down and hold. More spice. Left leg presses to the ceiling. More fire. Can you hover your left hand just an inch above the mat? Squeezing the right hip towards the midline. Think about hugging inner thighs towards one another. And then I'll stop talking and I'll count to 3, 2, and 1. Look down. Plant your right palm to the mat, framing the front foot. Step it back. Down dog. Walk it out. Take a deep breath. Good. Then roll forward to plank or modified plank with knees down on the mat. Shoulders over wrists, pressing out through the heels, and lower all the way down to your belly. Again, with or without your knees. Good. Untuck your toes. Wiggle yourself towards the left side of the mat as far as you can go. So we're giving ourselves a little bit more space on the right side. And then stretch the right arm off the line of the right shoulder with the palm facing down. Shoulder, elbow, hand in one straight line. Tent your left fingertips right underneath your left shoulder. Bend your left knee. And then roll over that straight right leg and look left. So you're coming to the inner right shoulder. Now, how much you're coming to the inner right shoulder really depends on how those shoulders are feeling at this point. Maybe you're able to drop that left foot right behind you. Maybe not. Either way, it's okay. Good. You can rest your head down to the mat if that's comfortable for the neck. It's also a good place to use a prop, propping a book or a block underneath your hand so the neck is in a fairly neutral alignment. Such a good way to battle bad posture from sitting, from being on your phone, from being at a computer. Good. And gently roll back. And use your hands to help wiggle you over to the right side. So far over towards the right side of the mat. Then stretch the left arm off the line of the left shoulder, palm down to the floor. Tent your right fingertips right underneath the right shoulder. Bend your right knee this time and roll over to the left. So over that straight left leg. And again, where you rest your head is totally up to you. I kind of like just hovering my head, but if you do have something to place underneath it, excellent. Coming onto inner left shoulder. Maybe you're able to drop the right foot behind the left, maybe not. It's okay either way. Good, use the right fingertips to support you here. So you can kind of play with how much sensation, how far to that left shoulder you go. Nice. And gently roll it back through center. And nothing fancy, we're just going to roll onto our back. So however you like to get there. So that your head is towards the top of the mat. As I fix my mic pack here. Plant the palms alongside your hips. Walk the feet in so that you can just tickle the backs of your heels, or the heels. Knees point towards the ceiling. Bridge pose, press into the feet, arch the hips off of the mat. If you are using props, it's a nice time here to slide something underneath the low back. Roll inner thighs down. Maybe for an extra chest opener, the shoulders are feeling good and you tuck the shoulders underneath you or even bind. That's a little much for me today, so I'm going to keep the hands down. And so you feel like you can breathe. If your chest is coming really close towards your chin, press the back of the head into the mat. Point your chin to the ceiling. Give yourself a little bit more freedom to breathe. Good. Lightly squeezing those glutes. They're going to fire for sure when your feet are pressing into the mat and your hips are lifting. Knees hugging towards one another as if there's an imaginary block between your knees. So not so much that they would come all the way together, but there's something there and you're lightly squeezing it. Nice. If your shoulders were tucked under, untuck them, come up onto your tiptoes and gently roll down the spine. Pick up your right foot, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure 4, press your right knee away from you. You can even use your right hand to help you here. And if the hips are feeling really tight after that work in our lunges, you can stay like so. If you need a little bit more, thread the needle, lift your left foot off the mat, weave your arms through so that you're interlacing your fingers behind that left thigh. As much as you can, relax the shoulders. It might feel nice if you're holding the back of the left thigh to reach your left foot up towards the ceiling. Get into the hammy a little bit more. You can twirl out through the ankle, point and flex the foot. All while bringing that right shin in as close as you like to your desired amount of sensation, while noticing if that knee feels comfortable. If there's anything tweaking, then let the knee move away from you or bring the left foot back down to the mat. Let's take another deep breath. Good. And then simply switch sides, left foot down, right foot down. Left ankle crosses over right thigh, left knee moves away from you, creating that figure 4 shape. Holding, if this is enough on this side, or picking up the right foot, weaving your hands through to interlace behind the right thigh. Think left shin in towards your chest. Maybe extending that right foot up. Doesn't have to be a super straight leg here. Keep it loose, twirl around the ankle, point and flex. Spread your toes apart. Think cobra pose here with the chest, so shoulders down, chest lifts. And just breathe. See if you can relax the muscles around that outer left hip a little bit more. Nice. As you're ready, right foot back to the mat if you lifted it, left foot to the mat. Let's extend our left leg long and straight, setting the heel down. Bring the right knee into your chest, interlace the fingers around the knee or the shin, hug it in tight. And we'll simply take it to a twist. Use your left hand to guide the right knee across your body. Scoop the left hip under a little bit here. And take the right arm out to the right side. Now you can do a half cactus arm if you don't have a whole lot of space. That's what I'm doing, bending at the elbow. Or you can straighten the arm out. It might feel good for the head to look towards the right side. Just a couple breaths. Hopefully feeling this really nice release in the low back on the right side. Very different twist to the ones that we took throughout the practice. Good. And roll on back through center. Stretch your right leg out long. Draw the left knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers around left knee or shin. Hug it in. Press out through the right heel. And take it to your twist. Use that right hand to guide the left knee across your body. Find a little bit of a scooping action of the right hip underneath you. And then left arm can be your half cactus or straight. You can look towards the left if it feels good for the head. You can even close your eyes as we are so close to the end of this practice. We're slowing it right down. Good. Come on back through center. And get comfortable for your final resting pose, Shavasana. Taking arms wide, palms facing up. Little squeeze of the shoulder blades beneath you. You choose really what shape is the most supportive for you here, especially for the low back. I personally like keeping the feet grounded and the knees knocking in. More of a connection to the mat with my low back. You might like stretching the legs long. Maybe you need a bit more for the hips and you finish in Supta Baddha Konasana, connecting soles of the feet and letting the knees butterfly out. Totally up to you. And close your eyes. And let the body sink into the mat. Stay with the breath. And stay here as long as it serves you. Maybe putting on your favorite song, a quiet, gentle song for a few minutes, and just allowing yourself to rest and be present. Thank you so much for joining me today and allowing me to be the guide for your practice. Let me know when you're finished with a comment below how you found the practice today and if there's anything else you'd like to focus on. Thank you so much, yogis. Take care.